To sum up what we're discussing today, what I'd like to point out to you now is that every entrepreneurial act produces three extremely important, indeed vital effects. And these effects lie at the heart of the knowledge economics can provide about the market process. The three effects that result from the Entrepreneurial Act. First, the creation of information. Second, the transmission or communication of information. And third, coordination or adjustment. Before me, there have been other economists and schools that have focused on entrepreneurship, but always partially. For example, Joseph Alois Schumpeter. Schumpeter talks about the process of creative destruction in capitalism. He examines the process of creativity and sees it as a gale that is often destructive. This is a partial view, though in a sense it is a step forward with respect to the throng, the majority of economists who remain confined to their mathematical models in a frozen world of equilibrium adjustment, a world devoid of entrepreneurs. Another economist, a Nobel Prize winner named Douglas North, concentrates solely on the coordinating quality of the Entrepreneurial Act. Notice how I have described the three effects. First, creation, to which Schumpeter limits his incomplete analysis. Second, communication or transmission. And third, coordination. Creation and coordination, gale and order. Two sides of the same entrepreneurial coin. Let's consider each effect separately. We'll begin with the creation of information. Every act of entrepreneurship involves the creation from nothing, ex novo, ex nihilo, of information we had been unaware of until then. A fraction of a second earlier, we hadn't thought of the entrepreneurial project. The moment we think of it, new knowledge is created in our minds. And I can't tell you why, for such an explanation would be meta-economic. Maybe within the limits of psychology, a person could have some intuitions about it. Why is it that any of us, you or me, can create things? The other day I was saying that we use our recollections of the past as building blocks. We feel restless because in this part of our minds, though that's a rough way of putting it, we have this knowledge, and in this part we have this other knowledge. And we are restless and can't sleep until, eureka! We connect the two, and it occurs to us that we could do a certain thing. Why do we have this capacity? Theorists of computer science and artificial intelligence would say, well, it's like this. The human brain contains 150 billion neurons, approximately. It's like having several million personal computers connected in a network and working at the same time. Imagine that in one computer there is a certain bit of information which indicates that a particular thing could be done. And in another computer, X millions of computers away from the first one, imagine they're all connected in a horizontal line, there is another bit of information, and the two bits can be connected, and something of value results. Well, we don't know why we are able to create. Maybe we turn an idea over and over in our subconscious until we see the idea clearly. We can sense how the creation process works. The brain truly is a wondrous thing, and we can think of it in terms of computers, as a network of 150 billion neurons. But society is even more wondrous. According to Hayek, it is the most complex order in the universe because it consists of 7 billion people, each of whom has a brain with 150 billion neurons in it. Do you realize how much creativity that is? Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, Schubert's Eighth Symphony, The Unfinished, Dvorak's Eighth Symphony, Las Meninas by Velázquez, Windows 95 by Bill Gates, Mother Teresa of Calcutta. In all areas, there is a surprising force of creativity. We create ex nihilo, from nothing, and I can't explain why. Why don't monkeys create in the same way? Or dogs? Well, the materialists, though I don't want us to get ahead of ourselves, because we will discuss this when we talk about method, a few lessons from now, the materialists believe the basic elements determine the spirit. I will show the opposite is true. The spirit determines the basic elements. We are unable to reproduce our own minds. It is beyond our capacity. We will talk about this when we study hierarchical orders. We have only sparks and intuitions. The strategy of computer scientists during a certain period in the last century was to build a super mainframe, a gigantic supercomputer. Come on, bigger, bigger, bigger! A truly gigantic computer, and that would be equivalent to a central planning agency. But it turns out they couldn't compete with a man who had a small personal computer that could be connected to another, and another, and another. Large computers organized hierarchically from above. Our minds are not made that way. They are decentralized and dispersed in nature. But it is not biology that comes to the aid of economics. It is economics that comes to the aid of biology and computer science by pointing out where creativity lies and what paths it takes. Every entrepreneurial act is especially creative. In fact, this is what I want to show with the light bulb. Eureka! I've got it! I'm sitting in a movie theatre. Hey, that girl! Or the perfume. Or I make some silly little comment and she answers me. And it changes my life. I have made an entrepreneurial discovery. Or not. Maybe the light bulb doesn't go on for me and we both go our separate ways and an opportunity is lost.